The Flash is a student forum for students produced by students. Students make all content decisions, research, write, shoot, and broadcast news stories they deem important to the Eastview community. Stay tuned.
Hey Eastview, and welcome to a special holiday edition of The Flash. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Lucas. We've got some great stories for you all before we head off to winter break.
First, we'll take a look at how local soccer players are spreading holiday cheer.
Then, we'll tell you about how airline travel has drastically changed during the pandemic.
Finally, we've got a powerful story about how holiday lights may have a bigger significance than they seem. Stay tuned for The Flash. Hey Lucas, what's your favorite thing about the holidays?
I think I would say mine is staying inside with a good cup of hot cocoa. How about you?
I love seeing how people come together in the spirit of giving during the season.
Well, Kendra's got a story about how her soccer team is giving back to the community this year. Take it away.
The Salvo girls traveling soccer team has been bell ringing for the Salvation Army right outside of Cub for the past 5 years, this year marking their 6th anniversary. They even helped create a record of collecting $2,000 one of those years.
We're a unique team where we've been together for many years. We train, we compete all year long, and in November and December we try to give back to our community and do some fun things where we can help collect donations, collect money for homeless, for people that don't have food.
I decided to ask 2 players who have bell rang all 6 years what their favorite thing about this tradition is.
I really just like the memories that we make, like going into Cub to try and stay warm, or taking shifts to give the bell around.
Helping the community and hanging out with my friends.
Due to COVID, the team had to make a few changes to this year's bell ringing.
Previous years, it was more of a team event and we had our whole team ringing the bells, but now since COVID, we're doing like small groups. It's just not as big.
Volunteers have been down for the Salvation Army because of COVID, so if you are interested in volunteering, go to centralusa.salvationarmy.org/northern for more information. Signing off from The Flash, this is Kendra.
You guys sure did a great work out there. Keep an eye out for Kendra and her team next year.
Next up, Rain shares how airlines and airline workers have been affected by an unusually quiet holiday season.
During this time of year, we often see a spike in travel as people in Minnesota escape to leave the cold. However, this year, due to the pandemic, those numbers will drastically decrease.
For the first few weeks after the pandemic, there was basically nobody flying. I would see 6 passengers or 12 passengers on a jet that's normally used to carrying 150 to 175 people.
How the company coped with it to save costs. They were giving people time without pay and also time off with significantly reduced pay.
With new regulations in place, new challenges arise.
I've had to kick people off of an airplane. We've had to turn around and go back to the gate and offload passengers who refuse to wear their masks.
As pilots, you're restricted on your flying hours, and we only get paid when the door is shut. For the people that are flying, they restrict our hours to 75 hours a month.
I mean, we don't have a lot to do now. We're basically there to, number one, ensure mask compliance. Number 2, make sure that in the case of a catastrophic situation, we can get people off this aircraft and into safety.
Hopefully, those that work for the airlines will be able to work their normal hours once we return back to normalcy.
We really miss you, everybody. We miss spring break, we miss school groups, we miss families, we miss that interaction.
Be sure to stay safe this holiday season. Now back to the anchors.
Well, I certainly wouldn't want to enforce COVID regulations to a plane full of passengers. Stay safe and stay home, Eastview.
For our final story for 2020, Logan takes a look around the District 196 community just to see how hanging up Christmas lights this year means a big thing for a certain family.
Every year around Christmas time, many houses put on a suit of light and decoration. While everyone knows about the wonderful effects these houses have on our eyes, few people know about the amount of effort that goes into decorating their homes.
Probably takes like 4 hours altogether, I'd say, but it's spread over a couple weeks.
This took the course of probably 3 different weekends, probably a couple, like 2 to 3 hours a day, something like that. Yeah, I got help from the neighbors and other things.
I have noticed quite the increase in my electricity bill. December is always fun when it literally multiplies by 8.
Despite all the time and effort that gets put in, they still say,
I wanted to put up a lot of extra lights this year. It seems like everyone's done that. Maximized all my power circuits.
And I just want to keep adding to it every year and just bringing joy every Christmas time to people.
Well, it's interesting to see how long it takes to set up their houses. More important is to know why.
For me, it's very cathartic. My son Cap died in March. So the angel, and then that's right above my son's name, Cap. And so I added that just recently, and we've always had Cap's name on the ground there, but adding the angel above Cap's name was my favorite piece by far. Yep.
Cap was a student at Rosemount High School and a member of their senior class. With all the things that have happened this year, it may seem hard to remain optimistic. Yet, Cap's memory reminds us to stay Cap strong.
There was lots of tears. Probably every bulb here is a tear. It's actually kind of hard to do this, which is fine, because I don't mind people seeing that and hearing that as part of this journey. But this is just people smiling. I hear people like saying, I heard actually one day, I heard somebody roll on the window and go, "It's a wonderland." And that just puts a smile on my face, because that's what we're trying to do every day, is just smile a little bit more every day. And so to me, this is just adding a little bit of happiness to the world that's really hard for everybody right now. So that's what it means to me.
This holiday season, it's important to be reminded on how bright and inspirational lights can be. But even more important is to be reminded on what the brightest lights are: the smiles of all the people we impact. Signing off for The Flash, with help from Sam and Sofia, this is Logan.
That was a very touching story. You can support this wonderful family by donating to the Cap Strong Corporation at capgeorge.com.
A lot has happened this year. First the virus, then the stuff with the wildfires. All of it's too much to remember. Luckily, Brayden has the recap.
2020 has been a crazy year, filled with many bad things, from the Australian wildfires, tension with Iran, the death of George Floyd, and of course, the coronavirus. This is how one student would sum up 2020.
Optimistically, I would say never a dull moment, unforgettable. But more realistically, it's along the lines of a
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
The new year is coming up, so I wanted to see what some of you guys were looking forward to.
What I am looking forward to most in 2021 is new beginnings.
In 2021, I'm hoping that we can put COVID-19 to an end, and we can finally come back together and start living in a normal year. I really want all of us to leave behind all these stupid conflicts, political conflicts especially.
2021 will be a fresh start for all of us. Signing off for The Flash, this is Brayden.
Wow, we've had tons of great stories today.
Yes, we sure have. What a great way to end the year.
Hey, Hannah, before we sign off for the day, do you think Santa's being COVID safe this year?
You know, I think I may know the answer. Stay tuned for the credits.
Been working on the Santa Claus issue for a number of weeks now, and it's important to say to all children in the country that we regard Santa Claus's travels as essential travel for essential purposes.